Hey there, Gary Fong here, and I wanted to show you how to set up a multiple flash system for Nikon, starting with a Nikon SB700. I'm going to teach you how to turn that into a master transmitter on the camera so that it'll broadcast to other slave units in the system, and then also as a slave unit so that the master can broadcast to the slave and the slave will listen to the directions. So in multiple flash we need to have the transmitter, which is called the master, and the remote, which is also called the slave, and they all need to signal each other. So the trickiest part of it all is figuring out which buttons to push, and once you got that figured out, it's real easy to do, and that's why I made this video for you. So let's go to the flash. Okay, this is the Nikon SB700, and I'm going to quickly show you how to turn it into a master transmitter or a slave, whichever one you want on the SB700. So here are the controls. First of all, you'll see there's a very conveniently located remote and master button right here, and so the way to access it is to push the center indent until we can unlock the lever, and then this is the traditional TTL mode, which is on the camera. We're going to put it onto the master mode, which means it sits on the camera, but I want to have the flash off. So there's different, right here, let me explain what I have here. This is M for the master unit, that's this guy. I right now have the flash off. I also have group A, which is at regular TTL, and group B, which is on -2 underexposure. So what I would do is turn one of these 700s or 900s, call it group A, and then that would be the regular exposure, and then the group B would be minus exposure. Now what's neat about the Nikon Creative System is the entire chain of all of the flashes are controlled here at the master unit. You don't have to worry about it at the remote. So let's go through and I'll show you how to just change the powers. Well, this is how we change the channels, and the channels, that's completely up to you. You don't need to change it if you don't want to. You can leave it on channel 1 unless there's a whole bunch of other people around that are shooting on channel 1. That's when you want to go to channel 2. We'll hit select again, and then this is the master unit, and I can change it to regular TTL like that. So that means that this guy would actually be on, or in manual mode, it's the same thing. I can go to select and I can turn it off or down 1/28th of an exposure, etc. But let's put, just for now, let's put it on TTL. So this guy I want to turn off. So let's review, hit the select. The select will cycle you through the different menu options. We're going to just, instead of hit OK, we're just going to turn the dial. And we're going to just keep going down until it's off. Okay, now we'll hit select again to take it to channel A, and that's going to be at regular TTL exposure. Channel B, we want to, so we'll just go like that. Okay, so like that, and then we'll hit select again. Channel B, again, we can take it, we can turn channel B off. That doesn't make any sense. So we can take it -2 or overexposed. So if you want to have, say, a hot light that blows out one side, you can do that and then christen that flash as channel B. So let's say, for example, now I'll just take it down to, this is sometimes what I do when I'm doing a colorful background. I'll put a gel and give it -2 exposure for the rear. So on your TTL system here, I'm going to basically take it and we're going to turn it into a remote. So let's pretend that we're going to turn it into this flash, A at regular aperture. So I'm going to press the center indent like that, and which will unlock it, and now it'll turn it into remote mode. The only controls on remote, it doesn't matter what you do, a manual, TTL, plus, minus, none of this matters on the remote because it's all controlled by the transmitter, the master. So we'll hit the select button again, and the only thing I can do on remote is choose between groups. Now remember, that was group A, and we were on channel 1. You got to make sure that the channels match, and then the groups are the ones that you want. If I wanted to do if I wanted this flash to be the -2 exposure, just simply go like that and put it on channel B, hit OK, and now this one would be -2 exposure. Now you would never know it what this one's going to do from the unit itself. You have to go consult the master transmitting unit, because that's going to take control over all of these. Now again, this system here that you're seeing is used only for the line of sight, which means that the red panels all have to see each other, and that's typically used indoors or on the radio popper, or because the radio popper will take the infrared system and turn it into radio. This type of a system here is not needed if you're using something like the Photics tripper, which is a bit simpler. But anyway, this is the Nikon Creative System. Works really cool. And this is the 700.